Hello everyone, and welcome to the tutorial on bandits and fighting bandits. So the first part of this video, we're going to talk about the different weapons that you have access to and the different attack values that they possess and the advantages and disadvantages of them. And in the second part of the video, we're actually going to go and talk about what you need to prepare to attack bandits, and then also how to attack bandits and the different ways that you can fight them, and two special kind of hints or tricks that you can do to make fighting bandits easier for you. So first things first, let's take a look at weapons. Let's go into our inventory. Now, when you first start the game, you're not going to have a lot of weapons available to you. You're mostly going to have wooden weapons and the stone weapons, so let's take a look at those first. Now, wooden spears only do 15 damage. They also break very quickly, so they're not ideal weapons to use. If you can, at a certain point, a wooden crossbow does the best damage of all the wooden weapons, so upgrading to a wooden crossbow or finding a wooden crossbow is a stroke of very good luck. Definitely keep that if you happen across it in the early games. After wooden spears and wooden crossbows, the next level is a stone, and this is the minimum that I would suggest you have before heading out to actually attack a bandit village. Make sure you craft yourself a stone axe, a stone knife, and a stone spear. If you don't have access to a bow, the reason why bow is best is because it does the most damage. As you can see, a bow does 35 damage. Whereas a stone axe only does 30 damage, a stone knife only does 20 damage, and a stone spear, again, 30 damage. There are also these things called throwing stones, which you can use for hunting in combat, but they only do 2.5 damage, so they're really not all that useful. I've never really used them. I think you might be able to use them to distract bandits, maybe. But again, they're very unwieldy and difficult to use, so yeah, personally I haven't really used them very much. So it's up to you if you want to give them a try, but they're also a little type of ranged weapon. Stone spears you can throw, wooden spears also you can throw. Stone axes have the advantage of blocking, and I'll show you what that looks like in the second part of the video. So those are the stone weapons, and that's basically how much damage they do. One disadvantage of the axe and the spear over the knife is that they're slower, whereas the knife is much quicker. In terms of how long your attack takes to complete, the stone axe is heavier and thus it's slower when you attack with it. The next level of items or weapons are copper, copper spear, copper axe, and copper arrow. You can also have copper bolts for your wooden crossbow, which makes your wooden crossbow more effective. Oh, I forgot cudgels. Sorry, cudgels are also very low level weapons in the game. They only do 20 damage. So yeah, they're not really worthwhile. Upgrade to copper when you can. It definitely improves. And copper arrows are definitely better than stone arrows for your bow. After copper, you have bronze. Bronze axe does 40 damage. And the bronze spear does 50 damage, and the bronze knife does 30 damage, and bronze bolts are for your wooden crossbow bolts, and bronze arrows for your bow. And the final level is iron. So iron axes do 45 damage, iron knives do 40. Do you have iron spears? Yeah, iron spears do 60 damage, and again you can throw iron spears. Iron spiked cudgels are an upgrade to cudgels, and they can do 50 damage, so that's good as well. And iron crossbow bolts are the best, and an iron crossbow is the most powerful weapon in the game with 70 damage per shot. If you're going to be taking on bears, iron crossbow is your best friend. You can also kill a bandit in almost one shot with an iron crossbow and having iron bolts as well. I almost exclusively use these days, or I sometimes use bows simply because I enjoy using bows more for hunting than I do crossbow bolts. It just seems like overkill to shoot a crossbow bolt into a rabbit. But anyways, these are the best weapons in the game. The iron crossbow is the most powerful by far. The other improvement that you can make to the bow is to get a longbow and a recurve bow. So here are the two. Longbows have 55 damage and recurve bows have 45 damage. But recurve bows cost more to make than longbows do. And the reason for that is that recurve bows have more, not stamina, but like they last longer basically. A longbow has a max condition of 200, but over time as you use it, its condition will deteriorate. And a recurve bow has a better, or is a sturdier bow, however it does less damage. Personally, I like longbows. I like doing the most damage with my shots, so I'm almost always using a longbow, and I tend not to use recurve bows. They cost more to make, and they do less damage, so I don't personally find them all that useful for me. So that's basically all the different weapons that you can use. I mean, obviously you can hit somebody with a pickaxe, but you know, it's really slow. There are a bunch of other arrows, like the arrows of randomness that you can get through quests in the game. But I'm not going to go over those. I'm just going to go through, I just went through the basic fundamental weapons that you would normally be using in the game. So, as I said earlier, when you're going to be fighting bandits, I recommend you have at least stone level weaponry. Or if you're going to have a wooden crossbow, have some stone bolts or copper bolts and stuff like that ready to go. The spear's advantage for stone, bronze, copper, etc. is that you get a little bit more reach and you can attack at a bit more of a distance with your stone spear versus your axe, your knife, your axes and your knives. But definitely the best way to fight is to use your bow, and I will explain that later on when I actually come across a bandit camp. So right now I'm going to head out from my village and I'm going to go looking for a bandit camp. This might take a while, but hopefully I'll come across one quickly, and then I will give you a tutorial on how to approach bandit camps, how to prepare for it, and also how to attack most effectively. So that'll be in the second half, coming right up now. Alright, I finally found some bandits, so let's prepare to fight. First thing you're going to want to do is prepare for the fight with bandits. You're going to make sure that your hunger and thirst are topped up, so let's do that. I put some water in my inventory just for this. So as you can see now I'm at 100% for my water intake, and then for food, just eat some rye bread, and now my food is topped up. Also make sure your health is full. If you sleep in a bed in a house, it will heal you for a little bit of health. Unfortunately, campfires will not heal you. The other way to heal yourself is with broadleaf plantain. It'll give you 2 health for every plant that you collect. At the beginning stages of the game, broadleaf plantain will be your main source of healing, so I would recommend that you have at least the same number of broadleaf plantain as health HP that you have. So I only have 70. Ideally, I should have 130 broadleaf plantain in my inventory. If you're not sure how to find it, one of the best ways to find broadleaf plantain is to purchase the survival sense skill, which you can unlock by collecting various things like plants, berries, cutting down trees, etc. Or sorry, not cutting down trees, collecting sticks, stones, mushrooms, and so on. Once you've unlocked this, if you look around and hold down the Alt key, you can see everything that you can collect. And broadleaf plantain looks like this. So they're flatter on the ground, and they've got these little twigs sticking out the top. So yeah, definitely try and collect enough so that you have the ability to heal yourself twice over. So that means you should have the same number as you have hit points, if possible. Bandits are not that dangerous, but they hit for a fair amount of damage, so just be aware of that and be careful. Once you've done that, you're going to want to go into your inventory, and you're going to want to make sure your weapons are all prepared. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using the same low-level weapons that a beginner player would have. I'm equipping a stone axe, a stone knife, a stone spear. I'm going to also equip some stone arrows. And make sure your arrows are equipped because it's easy to forget that. And I also am going to equip a bow. If you want to know how to get a bow at the very beginning stages of the game, please check out my Play Along With Me tutorial for beginners, part 3, the hunting video. And that will show you where you can get a bow immediately, even on the first day of your game if you would like. So that's the bow, and the arrows, the spear, the knife, and the axe. And those are the things that you're going to need. I'm also going to quickly just go over the various potions you can use and what they do. They're a tiny bit confusing. Now these potions can be gotten by exploring on the map and getting them out of overturned carts or camps or treasure chests. Or you can also build the herbalist hut and also the workshed or what's that building called again? Workshop. There you go. Build the workshop, and if you build the workshop, you can produce, wooden vials, clay vials. But it's a lot to get the workshop, to get the clay, to get the clay vials. Oh yeah, you have to all get up to workshop 2, so you need 250 production technology points just to be able to get some clay vials, to be able to make potions in the herbalist hut. So you purchase the potion here, and then you can craft it if you have a clay vial. So that's how you make potions. Or you find them, as I said. Finding them is easier. So let's go over the potions quickly. A potion of healing is actually a regen potion, if you think of it that way. It just slowly gives you 1.5 health per second. A potion of health bumps up your max total HP. So as an example, I'm going to drink this so you can see my current HP is 130, and if I drink this potion, I now have a max HP of 180. Now, you have to heal up the difference, which is, not ideal, but there you go. You cannot double up this potion. It's not stackable. So for example, I have another one of these that's supposed to add 50 health, but since I already just used one, if I drink this, nothing happens. You can see I'm still at 180. So those potions are not stackable. Don't waste them. You can only drink it once the previous potion has expired. A potion of cure is not the same as in Final Fantasy. It doesn't actually cure you. It just removes the poison, so not useful for fighting. A potion of instant healing and potion of instant healing 2. Now these are the ones you're going to need for fights. These ones will give you instant HP. This will increase your HP by 20 points. So let's take a look here. I'm currently at 130. If I drink this, it should take me to 150. Yep, there we go, 150 HP. Obviously potions of instant healing 2 are the better ones. They will increase your health by 50 per pop. So that's much more ideal, but again, you know, once you progress in the game, you'll get access to this. At the beginning stages, you'll mainly be relying on broadleaf plantain, which only helps heal you for 2. So if you take a quick look, as you can see, it takes a lot of broadleaf plantain to heal you up, which is why I suggest you have at least however many health points you have worth of broadleaf plantain in your inventory. Alright, so we have our weapons all equipped, we have our stuff all healed up, we have food and water maxed out, and the last thing I'm going to quickly talk about is clothing. Unfortunately, at the current time, clothing doesn't offer any kind of protective benefits. There's no armor in the game. It doesn't offer any defensive benefits. I have heard that there's possibly downloadable content or an update coming up that might have something like that in it, like shields. But at the current time, it doesn't really matter what clothing you wear. Just wear whatever you want or what's appropriate to the current temperature, because it doesn't really matter. Alright, so next is how you fight. You can fight first person if you want to, or you can fight third person at a distance. Scrolling your mouse wheel is one way to zoom in and out. It's entirely up to you. I tend to play like this when I'm regularly playing my game. However, for tutorials, I often zoom out. So if you see me being a bit awkward in this tutorial, it's because I don't usually play third person. I'm usually playing first person, so like my shooting and everything might be a bit off because of that, just to let you know. Alright, so once you know where a bandit camp is, head past it until you're in the clear, stop, prepare yourself, then turn around and head back. Do not run or sprint to the bandit camp. Walk to the bandit camp. If you run or sprint to the bandit camp, they will notice you. Walk up to it, and then once you get close, you're going to crouch and kind of sneak. And then once you are close like this and you're already ready to go, definitely save your game. Save. Because then if you happen to die, you can just load the game and you'll be right here ready to go with everything all done, your weapons prep done, your food prep done, all of it ready. So definitely save once you have the bandits in your sight. Now before we attack, let me just talk a little bit about the 2 different types of bandits that there are. Oh no, they noticed me, so I'm just gonna pause. There are ranged bandits and there are melee bandits. Now, for people who aren't familiar with video games, what ranged means is that they shoot from a distance with bows or crossbows. And melee means that they get close up and attack you like from a close distance with axes, knives, spears, or just their fists, any kind of weapon, cudgels, there's a bunch of them. Usually a camp will have anywhere between 2 to 5, 6 bandits. It really depends on your level. The lower level, the fewer bandits that there will be. The higher level you are, the more bandits that there are per camp. Usually there's 1 ranged bandit and 2 melee bandits. So 1 bandit will be shooting at you from a distance and 2 of them will come and attack you. That's my experience. That's, you know, the camp that I've found the most common is a 3 bandit camp. 1 of them will have a bow and, you know, 2 of them will have melee weapons of some kind. So the ranged bandit, the one who shoots at you with a bow or a crossbow, they're the most dangerous. They will do a fair amount of damage every time they hit you. And you'll hear the sound of the arrow coming at you. It's got a kind of a thunk kind of sound if you get hit by it. And getting hit melee and getting hit ranged is very dangerous and very damaging to your health. So what you're going to want to do is put like a hill or a bunch of trees in between you and the ranged bandit so that you have cover and they can't shoot you because they can't see you, right? So definitely don't run into a bandit camp, like straight into the camp and start swinging with your axe. You're going to die. What you're going to do is you're going to trigger them like I just did accidentally. Oopsies. But you're going to trigger them by shooting at them with an arrow. Anyways, after that, so yeah, you just shoot them like that and then run away. So you're going to lead them away because if there's a ranged bandit, you're going to want to not be within range of the ranged bandit. So you're going to get away from the camp, and you notice they're going to follow you. Now, they're not faster than you at this very slow kind of walking pace that you have here. When you sprint, you're much faster than the bandits, as you can see. So you can definitely get away from them if you need to. You can definitely escape. Now, here's the first little trick that I'm going to show you is if you run far enough, eventually you're going to be out of their range. They're going to stop chasing you, and they're going to turn around and head back to their camp. Then if you run closer, they'll start chasing you again. And then if you leave their range, they'll stop chasing you and run back to their camp. So this is an easy way to pick off bandits from a distance and never get hurt by simply going in and out of their range and having them attack you and then having them run away from you. And there you go. So this is a very easy trick, but some people consider it kind of cheating, right? And it kind of is. It's kind of shitty. But, you know, if you need to heal yourself or you're in dire straits or, you know, you're nervous, it's one way of dealing with the bandits. The next trick that you can do if you're new is that you can go to the customize game and you can turn on unlimited HP. Don't forget to click accept changes. And what that means is that you can't be hurt. You can just stand there and they'll wail on you and nothing will happen. Now, this is kind of cheating, but what I suggest you use this for is when you want to just, you know, like a little mini self-tutorial or like a practice, like a training, right? So if it's your first bandit camp and you just don't know anything about it, you've never really fought before, you don't really know what blocking's like, just turn on unlimited HP in the customized game settings, and then you can practice for, you know, the first camp or two, and then once you're a little bit more comfortable, turn it off again, and then you can go back to, you know, the regular gameplay. So that's a thing you can do for that. The reason I left it on is because I want to show you what blocking is like. So let me just get rid of a couple of the bandits. Alright, so blocking. If you look at my stamina, the green on the left, you can see how quickly it goes down. And then once this screen happens, you're going to start taking damage and you're going to die. So you can't just block forever, right? You can take maybe 2 or 3 hits, and then your stamina is depleted. So it's not something you can do forever. So what you want to do is you want to find a bandit, and if you're going to fight melee, you're going to circle around them like this. Just circle, circle, circle. And then take a swing. You can block, circle, take a swing, block, circle, take a swing, and that's how you do it. Just going in and out like this is very difficult, but I mean, you can try. When you kill a bandit, you generally want to loot them, take, you know, what they have in their inventory. You can also do that after you've killed them all. However, it's very easy to lose track of where the bandit is because you're going to be running around the area. So my advice is to loot them immediately and also to pick up any weapons that they might have dropped. So I'm just going to kill this guy. See, he has dropped his iron spiked cudgel. So the thing is, weapons actually are very difficult to kind of find in the ground after they've dropped them. So your best bet is to pick up whatever a bandit has dropped immediately. You can also take the time at that point to kind of heal yourself, you know, if you need to. Oops, sorry. I meant to go in my inventory here. So if you're hurt, you can take the time to heal yourself. You can, you know, eat whatever the bandits have dropped. Make sure you're full up for that kind of thing. So going in your inventory while you're looting them is a handy way also to heal up and everything. But again, melee fighting is dangerous and difficult. So I'm going to show you the way I recommend you fight bandits, and that is with your bow. So equip your bow, equip your arrows, and get ready. And I'm going to show you how to fight bandits with your bow and arrow. Now remember how I said that the bandits are not faster than you? They run at the same pace as you do, which means that you don't have to worry about them catching you. You can just, you know, run. So get your bow and arrow ready. Then you're going to sprint. You're going to sprint until your stamina is like maybe a quarter of the way down. Then you're going to quickly whip around and you're going to shoot. There you go. See how easy that was? Get the bandit stuff. Copper axe, very nice. Alright. Okay, so wait till they get close. Then walk until your stamina's full. Sprint until you're at about a quarter stamina. I mean, ideally, not too many trees in the way. And then turn around, aim, and get ready to shoot. Oh, there we go. And this way, you probably won't get hurt. So, just walk. Walk, walk, walk. Wait till your stamina's full, then sprint. Sprint until it is 1/4-ish. Turn around and shoot. I just shot him like right in the crotch. If you're good at it, you can get 2 or 3 shots off, then do the same thing. So that is the safest way to fight bandits, with your bow and arrow by sprinting away from them, then turning around, then shooting them with a couple of arrows, then walking to build your stamina back up, and then repeating. Once you've killed all of the bandits, so let's just quickly do that. Okay, so you're gonna loot the bandits, obviously, as we said. And get all the tasty, tasty things that they have, and don't forget to grab their weapons if they drop them. I thought this guy had a weapon, but I can't really see. Oh yeah, there it is. Sometimes crouching can be handy. I don't know if I can get at it. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So we got a copper spear. Alright, and also you can sometimes collect your arrows. Don't forget those as well. And if you have missed the bandits, you can also sometimes hold down the Alt key, and you can see your arrows. Oops. Also that way. And take them. And any arrows you have on the ground from missing, you can collect as well by holding down the Alt key. And then you don't waste as many arrows. So I think I only missed like once or twice. It's perfectly normal to miss, don't worry about it. Once you've done collecting all your arrows and all the weapons, head back to the bandit camp, and then you can pillage the camp. So take whatever is available at the camp. Like we got some firewood, we just got a nice bronze axe. Definitely check out any of these baskets and barrels and things. And also you should check out their sleeping mats, because there's usually something in the sleeping mat area. Ah, here we are, a coin purse. So let's make sure there's nothing else in this camp. Nope, looks like that was the last thing. So that's basically how you will fight and deal with bandits in the bandit. Oh no, there's more. There's plum wine. Excellent. There's water skin and a plain ass cudgel. Yay! And nothing in here. No. Okay. Yep. So that's the bandit camp tutorial. Again, prepare yourself. Don't forget to save. Shoot an arrow to start the attack, or as many as you can to start the attack. Once they get close to you, run away. Put some distance between yourself and the camp, because the ranged bandit will be shooting at you from generally the camp area. So make sure you get under cover from that ranged bandit's attack, and then deal with the other bandits in one of two ways. You can melee fight them by strafing and swiping, which is dangerous and difficult. Also, as I said, I recommend you shoot them with the bow by running away for a certain period of time, turning around, and then shooting them, and then walking until your stamina is back up to full, and then doing it again. I hope you found this video useful. I hope it helps you in dealing with bandits in the future. You have not that much chance of running into bandits. There are usually like 3 or 4, I think, I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 or 3 or 4 bandit camps active on the map in any given year. So there are a lot of camps on the map, and every year about 3 or 4 of them, or 2 or 3 of them, I can't remember, I'm sorry, but let's say about 3 will have bandits in them. You may come across him, you may not. Some years you may see a bunch of them, and other years you may not see bandits for years at a time. So it really depends on, I guess, luck in a certain sense. So that's basically how bandits work in this game. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm more than happy to reply. I try to reply to everybody who comments on any of my videos. If you're a beginner and you're interested in checking out my Play Along With Me beginner tutorial, feel free to check that out and start at part 1. If you're a complete newbie, the next video I plan to make is going to be about villager mood, because I got a couple of questions about villagers and increasing their moods, and so I'll do a little bit of an explanatory short video on that topic next. Have fun playing Medieval Dynasty and all of your various gaming. I will be seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day.